To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yaller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Skol Show in week 6 of the offseason. I'm Fish. With me, as always, I've got Mr. Positivity, Cody Bowden. He who greets with smoke, Skoleful Shack. Our Captain Keith will be joining us momentarily. He's doing his Keith stuff in the background to get us going. Tonight, we're going to look at the Vikings' upcoming free agents to discuss who we should bring back and who we should let walk this way, talk this way. We got a little bit of a cap problem right now. Who might we have to cut to get compliant? And we know that the Vikings are going to make that cap space, and there will be free agents signed. So this week, we're going to take a look at potential free agent quarterbacks and running back options. All day, Adrian Peterson is eligible for the Hall of Fame next year, even though he hasn't officially retired. Is he first ballot? Early Super Bowl odds don't – oh, my gosh, they're already talking Super Bowl odds. Don't favor the Vikings, and we got us a loaded show. But before we jump into all that, let's break this ice. How was your Super Bowl? And what were your thoughts on the games, fellas?
Super Bowl was good. I knew Seattle was going to stomp a mud hole into New England. I think I had the highest score out of 30-10 or 34-10 or something like that. But the trophy presentation, it felt off. Like when they showed it from that aerial view, they had like barriers out for fans to stand in. Not a single fan was standing in that. It was just all press and media and players in the middle. And they had this stage, and it felt like the stage was just wrapped up in neon green Christmas lights. And then it was like a blink of an eye. You missed the presentation. It was over. It was like, let's hurry up and get this thing over with. And now no one's talking about it. It's been a week, and no one's talking about the Super Bowl anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like disappeared. So,
I heartily disagree, man. My Facebook timeline is nothing but Sam Darnold and the Vikings.
Well, I don't hear any of that.
I don't want to hear any of it. Well, how about you, Shaq?
Well, it just feels good knowing that the King of New York, Sam Darnold, finally became a Super Bowl winner. And it goes to show you any quarterback could win a Super Bowl as long as Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl. All it takes is the brilliant run game, which Seattle dominated. Patriots supposed to have the number one rush defense, but Seattle, KOC, pay attention. Seattle did not give up on the run game. Also, a good defense will get you a long way. I will say Drake may have had a bad game, but it was still impressive because he got there in his second year, and like no quarterback really did well against Seattle defense this year. So people gotta give Drake May a break.
He looked a little better than Brosmer did.
Slightly.
Yeah. At least Brosman threw his touchdown early.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought for the most part that game was pretty boring. Like it kind of livened up in the fourth quarter, I guess, a little bit, but for the most part, it was a boring game. That first half, what was it, 9-0? Like it was really reminiscent of that Patriots Rams Super Bowl, a few years back.
Called it.
But Shaq, you said that it just shows that any quarterback can win a Super Bowl if Sam Darnold could do it. So does that mean Kirk Cousins can win a Super Bowl?
Oh no, it's over for Kurt. It's over for Kurt.
I mean, you said any quarterback if Sam Darnold, like if Sam Darnold.
I mean, that wasn't exactly an
it.
endorsement of Sam Darnold, Shaq.
Yeah,
that was.
It really didn't feel like an endorsement for Sam Darnold. It felt like, well, if he could do it, anybody could do it. Hell, I can go out there and do it.
It's more in the sense of like, for JJ McCarthy's sake, because Sam Darnold, his first 3 years, everybody was calling him a bust. He's no good. Jets wasted the pick. He bounced around a couple teams. He got better. So it goes to show you, not all quarterbacks enter the league ready to go. It takes time, patience, and who knows? Maybe JJ McCarthy could, maybe in year 6 or 5, win us a Super Bowl. If we be patient with it.
Whew. I hear you. That makes sense. Like this could be, a wake-up call to teams, not to give up, but 5 or 6 years is probably a long time to ask a team to hold off, especially with a coach that's, seat might be getting a little bit hot.
And some teams got to give up on a quarterback because Sam Darnold was never going to strive in New York. I'm sorry. I was never, no matter what they did, he would never strive there. Unless you brought Shanahan as head coach.
I had said this because the year they got rid of Sam Darnold, they had, I think, either the first or second pick. All they had to do was trade that pick. Instead, they drafted Zach Wilson. They could have got a king's ransom for that pick.
Should have
traded built around Sam Darnold.
Well, fellas, I watched the first half. Thought it was a great defensive battle. Then I watched the halftime show, had no book in hand, ready to learn Spanish. Didn't learn a bit of Spanish, got frustrated and said, all right, I'm done with this game. I fully expected to learn Spanish during the halftime show. And I was disappointed in that.
Mucho culo.
So, I mean,
there you go, Fish. Mucho culo. That's Spanish.
Whatever.
Shaq needs to come to LA.
Yeah.
That was just an average Tuesday. That show was just an average Tuesday in LA.
What's the child support laws in LA?
Oh, not good.
Oh man, I can't go that late in.
California is so bad that Sam Darnold owes money for playing and winning the Super Bowl.
That actually made me mad that athletes have to pay that much just for some tax. Like what?
You didn't know that though? Like that's in every sport in every state. Just about every state. I think there's a couple that don't have that tax. Like you're in here making money here, so you're working here. So there is it's called a jock tax. And the first time I heard of that was basketball, because like they travel all around and like they're paying tax all over the place. Like you need a crazy accountant for that. So it wasn't just a Super Bowl. It's because I guess the Seahawks, they've played so many games in California because they play the Rams, they played the Niners twice.
I guess Lucy.
But at least, like, I bet you they're flying in the day before game day. He stayed in San Fran for 7 days, which is why he had to pay that.
I mean, no doubt the California probably taxes more than other places. Trust me. But I mean, every state does it except for I think a couple.
But not only that, I think the division, since they divisional rivals, they gotta play them twice? LA, well, the Rams and San Francisco.
Is there echo in here?
They've been looking at that schedule and see, hey, wait a minute. We got a game in Tennessee against the Titans, and we got 2 games in Florida. No state tax for those 2 seats. We're playing in Texas. Yeah.
Wait.
That's old news. That's not no more. So we did do our playoff predictions and ended with the Super Bowl, final score being 29-13. I had the Seahawks winning 30-16, so I got 2 points, and I did not lose my first place lead. So I am your title winner for the playoffs. Shaq came in second with 11 points. Cody had 9. Fish, our regular season champion, in last place with 7 points.
How Vikings could I be? Win the regular season and one and done in the playoffs, baby.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that, but that's perfect.
I am Michael O'Connell, baby.
I mean, you could substitute any coach in there. So as Fish said earlier, Adrian Peterson is eligible for a Hall of Fame next season. Unfortunately, Kevin Williams didn't get in this year, which I really didn't expect him to. I was actually impressed with how far he got in the process, which leads me to believe at some point Kevin Williams will get in. But what about Adrian Peterson? Like, it seems crazy to ask, is he actually a first ballot Hall of Famer? Because if you just go by on the field, absolutely. But do you think he might get some of this off the field stuff that happened during his playing career and after his playing career, which he still hasn't officially retired? But do you think any of that off the field stuff might influence that first ballot?
I can see it because just look what happened to Bill Belichick. He has his controversies off the field stuff, and he didn't get in his first ballot. And the dude's got what, 6, 7 Super Bowls under him. So I can see that happening just because of the off field issues, because it happened to Bill Belichick.
I'm going to be honest. Bill Belichick is kind of what made me think, man, maybe Adrian Peterson is not a lock for a first ballot. Like, it seems like maybe they use that as a way of punishment. Like, yes, you are a Hall of Famer, but we're going to give you this little slap on the wrist, and you're not going to be able to say you were first ballot.
Be a damn shame for the last person to win the MVP who's not a quarterback. To have the career that he's had, to not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That would just be petty.
So my thinking is, I think they trying to make a historic Hall of Fame class. So they try and gather as many Hall of Famers in the same class, and then that's why I think they waited for Tom Brady and Bill Belichick to be eligible, so they could put them in together. Then they're gonna probably put AP in with them and Eli Manning. I can see all of them going to the Hall of Fame at the same time.
I think he should get in first ballot. Like, I really hope that they don't hold anything against him. Like, he's, if not the greatest, one of the greatest running backs that I've seen in my lifetime. Thank you, George. We appreciate that.
Thank you, George.
Coming in swinging on this Friday the 13th. We appreciate you, George.
I don't have money,
man, I'm done watching the
that's
Olympics, though, George. Kevin Fiala, LA Kings player, got injured today, and he's probably done for the season, if not longer. So I'm done watching the Olympics.
Yeah, I think curling's over, so I have no interest in it.
No volleyball? No beach volleyball?
Olympics.
It's the Winter Olympics. What's crazy is that, Adrian Peterson, he's eligible for the Hall of Fame next year, and he became eligible for the Hall of Fame before he even retired.
What would be awesome is if he gets his gold jacket first ballot and then signs with somebody and takes the field.
That would be crazy. Like, what would the NFL do? Like, would they ban you from playing again? Like, if you get into the Hall of Fame, are you banned from joining the team? Because he's younger.
Has it ever happened before? There's no precedent.
Yeah, he's younger than Phillip Rivers.
I think they'll blacklist him. Only because I feel like the NFL, they're gonna collude and say, yeah, don't sign him. Even though we know he didn't retire.
So, being that, it has been so long since he retired, I mean, do you think now that he's up for it that he'll be like, all right, it's time to call it? I know, Fish, you had the hot take before the season last year that this is the season. Is this the season where he finally says, okay, it's done and I'm going to retire before this whole Hall of Fame thing gets underway?
I want to see him wear the gold jacket to after game press conferences next year.
So now you don't want him to retire.
I want it now, man. I want him to play. I want him to run for like 900 yards and hell, I want him to wear the gold jacket on the sidelines.
Ocho Cinco did that. It wasn't a real gold jacket, but he wore one, like, because he figured he'd be a Hall of Famer, which at one point it looked like he would be. Is it too late now for the Vikings to do the whole sign him to a one-day contract?
Nah,
or do you think they still do it?
He ain't retired. So it's not too late.
If they did, though, that would push him back 5 years, right?
You look that up.
I think you have to be on the active roster. Like, they could sign him to like the practice squad or something like that. Because like when the Colts signed Phillip Rivers, it didn't come into effect until they actually put him on the 53 man. So they can give Adrian Peterson a one-day practice squad deal, and I don't think it would affect that.
No, it's a one-day contracts are excluded from it.
Yeah, so he wouldn't be on the thing. Oh man, come on, Unc. I want to see him in the gold jacket while he gets beat up at a bar. Why do you want to see that? Why can't he be beating somebody up at a bar wearing the gold jacket? Why does he gotta be the one getting beat up? What did he do?
Because we've all seen him fight.
We haven't. I need to see some get back. Yeah, Shaq disappeared on this. So we'll see how that goes. I do think he should be first ballot. I think he will. It'd be nice if he does go ahead and sign that one-day contract with the Vikings and, you know, get his flowers and go ahead and ride off into retirement. He'll probably actually make the Vikings pay him to sign that one-day contract because he needs money.
He's holding out for $8 million on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they've already offered him the contract for the one day. He's like, oh no, this is not enough. His agent's in there every day talking about it.
He made an interesting comment a minute ago. He said Lawrence Taylor was arrested for crack and all that, and he was the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do think we live in a different world now.
Yeah, slightly different world.
Slightly different world. I mean, if Adrian Peterson was doing crack and all that, I don't even think he'd be eligible for the Hall of Fame right now.
Yeah.
But point taken. Came across an interesting graphic, wanted to share with you guys. Coaching hot seat rankings going in 2026. Already talking about who's going to get fired. And I see one Kevin O'Connell on this list. Does he belong here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he belongs here as long as JJ McCarthy's on the team.
He is not at the top of the list. I mean, let's see. How many coaches did they replace this offseason? What was it, like 9?
9 or 10, yeah.
10? 20? That's 2/3 of the league right there. I mean, yeah, he belongs on this list. It's put up or shut up now. The scapegoat's gone.
I think it's crazy that Nick Sirianni's number 2. Just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which I guess by all accounts, I mean, that could put Kevin O'Connell there, but I really don't think his seat is hot with the Wilfs. I think it's hot with the fans. I think it's hot with the media. I'm not too sure that he didn't get exonerated a lot with the GM firing.
Well,
Look right below him. Dan Quinn just went to the NFC Championship game last year.
Yeah.
Hot seat.
Matt LaFleur. I mean, what gets him off the hot seat? Is it just a playoff appearance? Does he have to win a playoff game? Does he have to win multiple playoff games? Like, does JJ McCarthy have to be an all-pro? Like, what gets him off of the hot seat?
McCarthy has to show something, or he has to bring in a quarterback. That's an elite level. That's the only way he's getting off the hot seat. He's going to ride or die with McCarthy. That's just how it's going to be. You drafted him top 10 quarterback. Most coaches, they get fired because of those quarterbacks. So he's got to figure something out with that.
I think one good at locker room speech after a win will get him off the hot seat because he's a motivational speaker.
And the Wilfs like that. If they're still our owners, right, Fish?
Right. Which they won't be. We still got 2 months left for that to come out.
So maybe that's why they couldn't fire the GM and the head coach, because they got to have somebody in charge until the new owners come in, right? And then they're going to fire him and pick their coach.
You got to have some structure.
Why not just make KOC the GM and really let him sink or swim?
His hands are pretty full right now.
He's already the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Might as well be the GM too. And the quarterback coach.
You got to fix the most important position in football. His hands are pretty full.
I'm just glad we got 2 cap experts.
And that's the kind of thing that makes me think that maybe we won't have a GM this year. Like, we got guys that could do stuff, non-football related. They can handle the business side of it. And now it's like, well, Flores and KOC, you handle the football operations.
I will say, all KOC really got to do is get a run game. If you get a run game, KOC, your offense will be 10 times better.
Tommy, he's got a few hot takes. There's one in your DMs that you should check. There you go. All right, so we are actually in full offseason mode. The Vikings have been here for a few weeks already. Oh, OKC Vikings fan asked me what beer I'm drinking. I'm glad you asked. I am drinking a Athletic non-alcoholic IPA. If you're somebody like me who is trying to cut back on their alcohol consumption but genuinely likes the taste of beer, Athletic.
You don't say.
I say.
Wow.
They make Pilsners, they make lagers, they make IPAs, they got seasonal. Good stuff.
Only real Minnesota Vikings fans drink Athletic.
Yeah.
I like that one. All right. So, like I was saying, we are officially in off-season mode for the whole NFL. We've been here for 6 weeks now, but it's really the off-season. And this is kind of the schedule we're looking at coming up ahead. And this is kind of the stuff we'll be talking about during the off-season. The first thing coming up is going to be the Combine. I'm going to probably take that week off of work and just have my notepad out and just really be studying that, watching guys in their boxers, competing. I like that. Then you got March 9th, which to me has kind of become the most exciting part of the offseason, because that's when you start hearing who's going to sign where. Like, yes, March 11th is actually the first day of free agency, but March 9th, once they can start tampering, like, that's when you find out where players are going, how much. So that's the exciting.
That's when you have Kirk Cousins get on a podium and literally throw his new team under the bus for tampering in the illegal period.
Honest man.
Yeah, we should have got a damn draft pick for that. April 20th.
Did they lose a draft pick?
Workouts. Huh? I don't think anything happened. I don't think anything happened to that. Then April 23rd to the 25th, the NFL draft, which I am suddenly a little more excited for. The pool didn't get any better, but I feel better about the decisions that will be made in that draft. And I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong, but at least we're going to get to find out. May 1st, deadlines to exercise the 5th-year options, which is actually a big deal because we do have a player coming up for one, and that's Jordan Addison. He's been talked about as a trade candidate, but if not, if he doesn't get traded by this draft, do you guys think they exercise his 5th-year option? It's looking like it'll be between $17 and $18 million.
I think they exercise it. I think he put up not wide receiver 1 numbers, not first round pick numbers, but you still exercise it. So you still have from May until the start of the league year, right, to send that option to other teams. Like, hey, we exercise the 5th year option. He is still tradable. So you can have him at 17, 18, and then you can extend him or whatever or not, what you may seem fit. So I think it's smart to exercise the 5th year option. I think we do it.
Yeah, I do too, because you're basically, 17, 18 million bucks. He's only making a few million bucks this year. You can kind of, chop it in half if you want to. So, yeah, I think that gets done, because if he has a good season this year, then if you try to sign him after it, it could be more expensive than 17, 18 million dollars. You got Zay Flowers. He's making like 26, 27 million dollars. So 17 to 18, I'm going to go ahead and get that done.
And
if we don't trade him before the draft.
And it gives you leverage to keep him for trade options too, instead of teams waiting for him to leave for free agency after we don't do the 5th year option. So it gives us kind of somewhat leverage to trade in for the next draft or for some players on this team for him.
Cody, I know you're probably the biggest one on this one. Do you still think that he's going to be traded in this draft?
I do not think he's going to be traded in this draft. I think it's stronger that likely that he gets traded before the season, after the May 1st deadline for the next draft coming forward. I think you're going to be building up picks, because if KOC's on the hot seat, you're going to want a lot of picks for the new incoming GM if it does happen, and the new head coach that does happen.
So either way, you're seeing Jordan Addison as more of a trade chip than part of our future.
Yes, for until the start of the season. Then things can change.
So I noticed at the bottom of that list, Keith, July 22nd, training camp begins. And I have that week off for vacation.
You're going to head down there?
I might have to go up there and get after a night practice.
I'll do my damnedest to get you a field pass. Got to get you a credential. We're gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit here, but we can make it happen.
Make sure you get Aaron Rodgers' autograph. It's gonna be worth some money.
Oh my gosh!
I'll get a selfie with Kirk Cousins and send it to Shaq.
We will get to that in a minute. What do you think, Shaq? Do you think Jordan Addison is more of a trade piece or more a part of our future?
I'd say more part of our future. I really don't feel like trying to find another receiver, build them up to work with Justin Jefferson and JJ McCarthy. I feel like we have our receiving core. We just need to build that run game.
I agree. I think it'd be nice to, know that we have our wide receiver 1 and 2 for like the next 5 years. Like that would be ideal. And I know people say, oh, it's easy to find receivers. It's easy to find good wide receivers. You can find adequate, good, starting wide receivers, but I believe that Addison is above a good, adequate wide receiver. His only problems have been off the field. So a little bit of maturing, maybe. I mean, he hasn't killed anybody or anything like that. Like he's done some young, dumb stuff.
It could be worse. A lot of people say, well, it's always easy to find receivers. Like, look at Laquan Treadwell.
Hey, man, Laquan Treadwell has carved out a 10-year career or something like that.
Right. We talk about all the receivers, but there's been a lot of busts at receivers.
We've seen them.
The Titans receiver, who they replaced A.J. Brown with, I don't know if he's still in the league.
Burks?
Yeah.
I think that's him.
The Arkansas receiver with the asthma.
Yeah, he ended up on some team this year. I forgot who, but he didn't
play.
I
think he had the greatest catch of the year this year.
Yeah, he had a pretty good.
He had
a pretty good season this year.
I can't remember what team it was for. I don't know if it's for Washington.
I think it was for it was for Washington. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Got Xavier Worthy.
Some people aren't made for the offseason.
Yeah. I need to see Jordan Addison hit 1,000 yards. Did Steven say he's a first-round pick? That's my biggest thing.
Well, then he's gonna have to play a full season.
Maybe he goes to Seattle and he gets his 1,000 with Sam.
I already see what kind of Cody we're getting this offseason.
No, I'm fine with it.
I feel like his New Year's resolution was a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, I don't have it.
I mean, he does it. We can't say that it was though at this point.
Well, I knew it was going to happen, so that's why that was the resolution.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I can call you Mr. Positivity anymore.
All right, so let's go ahead and look at our free agents and see who we're going to bring back and who we're not. Not a crazy list. On offense, the biggest name here is obviously Justin Skol, but then after that, Jalen Naylor. I mean,
Rondale Moore.
There's like really nothing here where it's like, oh man, I really hope we bring them back. Like Jalen Naylor, that'd be nice. But now Jalen Naylor's a wide receiver is like, we can replace him. Like, we can go get a Ty Felton in the 3rd round, right, Fish?
Right.
So let's look at a couple of these guys. On the offensive line, Matt Nelson and Justin Skol. Matt Nelson, that was a name I didn't recognize when I was looking at the free agents, but actually we signed him during last offseason and then he got injured. But apparently he's supposed to be a decent offensive lineman. Probably won't see him. But Justin Skol, he's an interesting one. He actually really picked it up at the last part of the season, and I got the PFFs to show that, but watching the games, I think we all kind of agreed that, Justin Skol wasn't the same liability that he was when we went and watched him in Atlanta. Like, we did see the actual improvements watching the games, and the PFF grades kind of just validate what we saw. So,
you know what this tells me? Keith was at the game in the beginning, and Keith was not at the game in the end.
Week 13. What week was the Charger game? No, it wasn't week 13. Damn it. But you can see the improvements. If you don't like the PFF scores, that's fine. But you can look at the pressures and sacks. He was doing a lot better there. PFF has him as their 195th ranked free agent out of their top 250. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and bring him back. It seems like offensive linemen are hard to come by, and we're always signing new slappies and like, oh, this got to be fine, and they end up not being fine. So it's not that easy just to go out and get a guy. Shaq saying hell no.
We drafted Walter Rouse. There's another tackle I believe we drafted. It's time to start seeing these late round picks at least be good backups. I don't want to see Skol come back. I'd rather see our drafted picks actually start getting some reps. And if our starters get hurt, they get in and play.
But they see them every day.
Yeah, they're still.
So maybe there's a reason they're not getting in. Maybe there's a reason.
Unfortunately, Shaq, we're not going to see our late round picks start to ascend because they suck. So yes, he is not going to be expensive. He was passable in the second half of the season. But I would take him as my swing tackle. Yeah, and I'm on the Rouse train, man. I want Rouse to come for it, Shaq, but he ain't.
I mean, obviously, we don't want to see him in there for 5 games. Like, we don't want Darrisaw to go out, and then now it's just a school time, and we're like, okay, we're good. But I do feel like if Darrisaw or Neal had to go out for a half, maybe even a full game, I'd be like, all right, it's okay. It's okay.
The thing is Walter Rouse is still going to be on the roster. We still need to fill this position of depth in, so it's going to be Justin Skol. Like you say, get rid of him. Well, who's going to replace him? It's probably going to be someone better than Walter Rouse if you're going to replace him. He's only making vet minimum wage in the NFL, so might as well just resign him.
That's true. If Rouse, you want to see the rookies, if he was good enough to beat him out, he would be out there playing. It's not like, oh man, no, we signed Justin Skol. We have to play him.
What about Verson Lee?
Didn't we trade him?
You right.
Okay. Like there's so many offensive linemen.
But this guy knows the system.
Cool. That means we could keep him on speed dial. If we need him back, we could call him.
What's up, Jay? Skol.
He's getting
Well,
resigned.
sounds like we're a 3-1, so we're keeping Skol. All right. Next, we got 3 quarterbacks. Are we bringing any of these guys back?
Yeah, you'll bring
I
one.
am.
Oh, who you bring back, Shaq?
Brett Rippon.
Why is that? Because he's not Rosemer?
Because he knows the offense.
What about this guy?
He's hurt.
I'm not against it, actually. And the reason I'm actually not against that is because I can't believe I'm saying this. If he would actually have a full off season, he's got experience starting for us. I don't want him to play more than 3 or 4 games during the season, but I think if he can manage to stay healthy during that time, I feel a little throat getting into my mouth. I think we'd be all right with him.
Do you think if he didn't get injured and he would have been our quarterback all last season, would we make the playoffs?
No.
Now, what was he?
But
2
he didn't really get a long time to learn the offense. So, like, he already has a bad time getting the ball out early and then trying to build a chemistry with our weapons. We've probably been in the same boat.
I'm just saying, our list of quarterbacks that isn't that great.
That's what I'm saying.
Man,
That's what I was gonna say, Fish. Like, I immediately when I look at this, I'm like, no, I don't want Wentz back. Like, we could do better. Can we?
Can we?
You'll see what we're talking about a little bit later, but it's like, can we? So I'm on the maybe on Wentz. Cody, you're out on Wentz.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 of these guys will be re-signed, and that third one that won't be is going to be Wentz.
All right.
Because you're going to keep the same setup.
Got 2 free agent running backs. It's Xavier Scott and Ty Chandler. Xavier Scott is an exclusive rights free agent, meaning all we got to do is offer him the minimum and he stays with us. Ty Chandler, bye-bye.
How the hell is he even still on the team?
You know what? Now I'm getting CJ Ham flashbacks. Keep trying to send this guy away, and he keeps coming back. Are you guys like bringing Xavier Scott back, or are you just letting him, if he can go find a minimum deal somewhere else, you'll let him go?
I really think that we're going to draft a running back this year, which means that we're not, so we will probably keep him.
Oh, since you think we are, definitely not going to happen.
Definitely. We've brought in all these run specialists to help out our running game and the coaching side. We're just showing our hand that we're going to run the ball. So, of course, we would draft a running back, and ain't none of that going to happen. So, yeah, we're going to keep Xavier Scott. We'll probably re-sign Chandler, too, for the hell of it.
Is there anybody that wants to bring Ty Chandler back?
Depends. I mean, if Ty Chandler leaves, we know we're drafting a running back at some point in this draft. So
I'm good with that.
If we get rid of just one of them, I mean, I can see if it'll be a telling sign for how we're going to draft too. If one of those guys leaves, that means we are actually going to draft a running back. If they re-sign them both, maybe their minds aren't set at running back for the draft. So,
all right, George, we'll talk to you. Thank you again, man.
Peace out, George.
Yeah.
So yeah, Xavier Scott, he didn't get too much fun with us, but I felt like whenever he got in there, he had like a flashy play. And mostly in the screen game. Obviously, it wasn't from carrying the ball. It's like, a nice little screen play, made a guy miss, got the first down. So I'm definitely interested in seeing more, but like he's never going to be a big contributor on this team.
Not Rock Thomas. He reminded me of the other running back we had. That was a third string running back we had for like a long time. Can't remember his name.
Murder She Wrote.
Angela Lansbury, baby.
Michael Lansbury. All right, free agents, receivers, and tight ends. Ben Simmons, Rondell Moore, Jalen Naylor. I'm sorry, Rondell Moore, I had to do you like this. It's really the only photo I could get of you, though. So, Ben Sims, I'm actually interested in bringing him back, especially if we end up letting Hawkinson go, which we'll talk about, but I'd be interested in bringing him back. The big one here is obviously Jalen Naylor. 29 catches, 444 yards, and 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns led this team.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Right, that was my hot take.
Wasn't that your Shaq?
Nah, I definitely didn't say that.
So PFF has them ranked as their 114th out of their top 250. Expected salary range is 5 to 10 million. It's a very wide range for Jalen Naylor. No one really knows what his market is. Like, I really don't know that he's more than a wide receiver 3. Like, I will gladly take him back as wide receiver 3. But if you're telling me the plan is that we're going to trade Jordan Addison and make Jalen Naylor wide receiver 2, I'm not down.
I feel like he'll get low end wide receiver 2 money.
I think
that'd be closer to the 10 million.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a telling sign again if we do pick up Jordan Addison's 5th-year option, or we do extend him. Naylor's off because we're just gonna draft a wide receiver here.
Well, we'll know before that because free agency hits before Addison's 5th year. So
yeah. So like, if there's drafted wide receiver, yeah, he's gone.
Emiliano, from everything I've looked at, his expected salary is anywhere from $5 to $10 million a year. And $5 million, even 6. You say 6, Emiliano, I'm cool with it. After that, I feel we could, replace him with like a Ty Felton in the 3rd round, something like that.
Well, I didn't say he was a wide receiver 2, Unc. I just said he's probably gonna get low end wide receiver 2 money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think any of us think he's a wide receiver 2, but there may be a team out there that thinks he could be.
Exactly.
Like they thought with KJ Osborne.
And the price always goes up.
What Jalen Naylor has on his side is he's a 9-route receiver. He's that speed threat on the field, and teams look for that. So, like, losing him, we need to have a speed threat to replace him. I don't know if Ty Felton is that speed threat. Like, what is his speed going on and on-field speed? So it's going to be interesting to see what the Minnesota Vikings do then, because he is going to get signed, and he's probably going to get signed to that low-end wide receiver 2 money, like Shaq said, just because he is that speed threat. He is that 3rd wide receiver that you use for the 9 route.
He's getting $9 million from Seattle.
Yeah, look at Tutu Atwell, straight speed threat, and he got signed a boatload of some money here, and then never showed up last year.
I mean, if he gets it, good for him. Congratulations. I'll be happy for him. I just don't want it to be from us. So I'm in on keeping him if it's like the $5-6 million range. And Tommy, I don't think that's being Kmart Keith. I think that's just being sensible. I want to address a question here from Jay Vikings. He said he heard on another podcast that there is a rumor that the Wolves have Tomlin lined up to be the coach if KOC gets fired in 2026. Do you think there's any truth to that?
No. I think there will be a new coach if JJ McCarthy is not successful. So could be some truth. They're probably thinking for the future.
Oh, actually, he says Mike Tomlin to be the GM, and Tomlin promotes Flores to head coach. It gets juicier.
I think that's why they signed Brian Flores to that huge deal, because I think they already have their head coach in waiting, and it's Brian Flores.
Yeah.
And Mike Tomlin's lined up to be the GM.
I can see it.
I would see B-Flow being a GM before Mike Tomlin.
I said GM. I corrected myself already, fellas. Thank you, Rinaldi. Hello, Rinaldi. Yeah, I don't
seems
think
like a
there's
lot
any
of
truth
moving
to it.
parts in that.
Yeah. I don't think there's any truth to it. I think it's the beginning of off-season fodder.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that one clickbait.
Probably is. Yeah. But there's going to be a lot of moving parts if KOC is fired. Whole coach.
Yeah, I think they waiting to the after the draft to give me a call.
I bet you they already gave you the call. You just don't want to tell us. You got like an NDA going on.
Gotta wait. They told me not to speak until after the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our free agents on the defensive side of the ball. Not very impressive here either.
Oh, we can't let Jeff Okuda go.
I mean, our defensive backs. What defensive backs? We have defensive backs. Javier Thomas, he's a special teams guy. Fish had a little beef with him for a week or two, but other than that, thought he was fine as a special teamer. Got a little bit of play on the field. Fabian Moreau, Okuda, you can go. I mean, right there, look at Okuda right there. Look at the face. That just tells you everything you need to know about Jeff Okuda's time in Minnesota, and that time is over.
I bet you the Lions fans were laughing at us for having him like we were laughing at them for what's his name?
Davenport.
Davenport, yeah.
Probably.
But we didn't pay Okuda that much. They paid Davenport.
Tommy wants to keep everybody.
I mean, we are going to keep a lot of these guys. I'm saying we're keeping 13 out of the 19. I mean,
we have no choice.
Yeah,
we don't got money.
I'm taking the under on that.
I'm just. It's because
we'll promote practice squad players over some of these guys.
Yeah.
There's a whole wealth of UDFAs to bring in this year to replace them.
But do we still have the UDFA mind in the building? That's what we're going to find out.
We should educate some of these people too that this isn't saying active roster. So this isn't 53. This is just the team in general.
Right, but all these guys were part of our 53 this year.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing up practice squad guys.
Besides Wolford and Ripien and those guys.
They were on the active roster.
They were on it at some point, but that's what you do. You keep those players so you can do that.
This might be a tough one.
I mean, I had to say it. If we don't re-sign Eric Wilson, I think we're keeping pace.
I think we're keeping pace regardless.
I couldn't find anything about a salary, but I did see some people say they expect him to actually get big offers.
He's staying.
I don't know. I think he's one I could let go. It was a nice story for like 2 years. Like he can get after the quarterback. Like I'll give him that, but there's so much more to the position than that. And he's not good at any of those other things.
He probably gets re-signed, put on the practice squad, and they get stolen from us, which I'm fine with.
I'll take the under on that too. Everything you're saying, I'm taking the under. I believe he will get offers from other teams. But I do not think he will be a Minnesota Viking. I do think this guy will be a Minnesota Viking.
I hope you're right.
Anthony Barr?
No, but maybe. He might be in shape. But Eric Wilson was a dog, and he deserves to come back, and he'll be 32 next season, so I'm only signing him, honestly, to a 1-year deal. That's all it is. I'm not signing him to 3-year. It was nice. Can you do it again? And at $4 to $5 million, if that's really where he lands, I'm taking that
all day, every day.
And this is someone, you sign him, you could still go ahead and draft one if you want to in day 2. And that guy doesn't have to necessarily start right away, but, can come in a rotation.
Eric Wilson was such a beast for us, and he really didn't pan out where else he went, right? Because he left us for a few years.
He was all right with the Packers, but he also played for the Saints, and I think there might have been one other stop. He was all right for the Packers, but he was nothing like what he was for us last season. I mean, he wasn't even this for us the first go around. Yeah, no, Ronaldo, I get it. He's 30. He's 32. I get that, man. But how old is Eric Kendricks? I mean, he's gonna get offers too. I think he's older. Like, I'm talking 1 year, Ronaldo. I want to say it right. 1 year.
And that's the thing. Going back to the Super Bowl, there was a lot of role players stepping up for the Seahawks. And I feel like we got the role players. We just need better starters.
We need some studs.
Yeah.
Emiliano, you don't hate to be this guy. You've embraced being this guy as of late. But Emiliano says, I hate to be this guy. But I think Wilson caught lightning in a bottle last year. Highly doubt he'll come close to that same production this year. That might be the case, but if the price is $5 million on a 1 year deal, and I'm going to go ahead and see if that lightning strikes twice.
I remember his last year with us. He was a turnover machine. He had a pretty good year his last year with us. And if he gives us just 80% of what he gave us last year for $4 or $5 million, I'm tickled.
Yep.
I'll take 60%.
And
because he was just supposed to be a role player.
I don't think you see like linebackers fall off a cliff, from one season to the next as steep as you do at some other positions. So this might end up being his career best season, but I think he can still be a guy that, gets 100 sacks, 100 tackles, get you 3 to 4 sacks.
I'm about to say that's a lot of sacks.
That's a lot of damn sacks, huh, Jack?
If you get rid of Eric Wilson, you're kind of pigeonholing your draft with all these other guys that we're talking about letting go, because now you're drafting for need. You need players at those positions, right? With only how many picks we got this year?
9.
Nine picks, right? And you already
9.
got rid of probably eight of these guys on this list. You're drafting for need.
Well, yeah. Well,
you have to hit.
Caveat: we don't keep Eric Wilson, then we probably do sign Ivan Pace. Like, I don't think we're bringing both of them back. I think it's one or the other.
But you got to draft. You either got to re-sign. You got to sign another guy to that linebacker position, or draft a guy.
I'm okay with drafting a guy. Like, we do got to make some good, valuable draft picks of guys that are going to contribute this year and in the future. Like, there's no doubt about that, and it's not just one or two positions. We probably can't even fill all of them this year, but we can make a dent. So yeah, I'm cool with drafting a linebacker in this draft.
And there's
a lot of linebackers in this draft.
And he's got to start.
Why has he got to start? Eric Wilson and Blake Cashman are starting.
Well, yeah. Well, if you get rid of Eric Wilson, he's got to start.
Well, then that's why I'm not getting rid of Eric Wilson.
Nope, never mind.
No, we don't.
So I think most of us want to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Richter, exclusive rights free agent, league minimum, bring him back. I think this is one of those.
He looks like he's 37 years old in that picture.
I was about to say he look older than what he is.
Yeah, well, being a Viking fan will do that to you. I got to imagine being a Viking player might too. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring him back. He played just about every special team snap. He did get some penalties, though, which kind of had me frustrated with him at the beginning of the season. But they kept him in there, so he must have been doing his job. This guy, lightning in a bottle. If we don't sign him, he probably goes to the Canadian League.
Yeah.
I'm out on Jalen Redmond. What about you, Fish?
If we don't sign him, I think that I'll run into him at my Kroger where he'll be working the cash register there, asking people if they have their own bags or if they need some plastic.
So obviously we're being a bit facetious here. That's Fish's guy. That's right. That's Fish's guy. Let me take a drink.
Right from the start.
From the very start. Fish's guy.
This guy is going to be stalwart.
62 tackles, 6 sacks, 12 for loss. Man, that is monster stats for a defensive lineman. And look at that. He played 793 snaps, which was the 6th most out of interior defensive linemen. This guy was dependable. He was there, and he did the damn thing. Travesty. He's not on PFF's top 250 free agents, and neither was Eric Wilson. Justin Skol was, but Eric Wilson was not on PFF's top 250 free agents. That's crazy.
Dude.
It's like when I want to try to, put some faith into PFF about something. It's okay, maybe your grades aren't that great, but I like your stats and, you do other stuff. It's kind of how was he not number 250? Like,
he played like a grown-ass man last year, and they couldn't put him on the 250. Well, I guess we should get him fairly cheap.
Jay, I don't like any scenario where we trade for Kyler Murray. And we will be talking quarterbacks in just a minute. But we're all on deck with signing Jalen Redmond, but we should probably go ahead and lock this guy up. Again, he's an exclusive rights free agent. If we offer him a league minimum deal, he either has to accept that or not play this year. I think that'd be very disrespectful to do. I don't think you could do that and be like, hey, we'll take care of you next year. I think they need to go ahead and make some kind of commitment to him.
Yeah.
And they can. I know this. I know the side guy's bad. You're gonna have to backload it, but you can do it.
Yeah, I give him some guaranteed money. I mean, not a lot of money. Just show me that, hey, show me that the last year is the same as this upcoming season. Like, I want to see the same thing. So here's some guaranteed money just for what you did last year. Now show us that you belong on this team in the long term.
Minimum, he's going to want 16, 17 million.
Well, he can minimum sit his ass down on the bench.
See, and there is a limit I'm willing to go.
There's a business. This is a business.
16 to 17 million would be a lot.
A lot. Look how much these defensive tackles was making. And he was up there with the best of them.
But how many are
actually? But he came from such humble beginnings, Shaq.
Yeah, but these
I got a knee injury. I might have to sit out the whole year.
These defensive tackles do it year in and year out. He's only showed us this 1 year. I have the leverage.
I mean, that is a bummer. Like, we basically have to make this decision based off of 1 year.
Yeah.
But I think they can get it done. Mark Heath coming out. I hope it's not 16, 17 a year, but I do think he earned himself 10, 11.
I was thinking 8 or 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
3 years, 30 something, 30 low. 30 million in the low.
How about 3 years, 27 with some incentives?
Okay. Fish for GM. He's like,
I got to go fund me. I'm going to be the new owner.
Fish is like, you know what? We will pay that 17 million, but it's all incentive based. You're either going to get paid $1 million per game or you're going to get paid no dollars per game. Depending on
all up to you.
That game. It's all up to you.
Man,
your opportunity is 17 million.
I wish the NFL was like that. I wish every contract was incentive laden.
You get a sack in this game, you get paid this much. You don't get a sack, you get paid this much. Man, that would make things a lot more interesting.
I bet you he would kick the shit out of the whole league if he had that.
And then we got some special teamers to take care of. We got Ryan Wright, who's a free agent, and Andrew DePaula, our long snapper, our former first team All-Pro, and our former Pro Bowler.
Real Thunderfoot back. He was awesome last year.
Yeah, I heard that DePaula most likely will be back, so that's cool. We don't got to talk too much about that. But Ryan Wright,
yeah, he comes. It's a punter. That's low money play.
I mean, we had a decent punter when we brought him in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you get rid of him, you're going to find another punter the same price. So he's coming back.
So again, not many free agents where it's like, oh my gosh, if we lose him. I think the biggest one is probably Jalen Redmond, and we can't really lose him.
Yeah,
like, he'll be here this season for sure. After that, don't know.
My biggest worry is losing a lot of these guys and then having to find guys and bring them in, and now you're 19 free agents. That's a lot of free. We talked about 27 new players on this team as being a lot. 19 is pretty high too.
So now, in order to sign a Jalen Redmond, we might have to cut some guys. I think we can all agree that Ryan Kelly should not be wearing purple next year, or any uniform for that matter. But we don't make his personal decisions. That's up to him. If he wants to continue trying to play, there's no way the Vikings bring this guy back, right?
Well, we don't have a GM.
Can Brando play center?
You know what, Fish? Damn it. I think Brando can play center, but Fish makes a good point. We don't have a GM, and we saw how KOC let Carson Wentz go out there. If he dies, he dies.
It's going to be, hey, Ryan, can you play? That's a yes. Let's go.
2 plus.
They scanned my cat. They scanned my cat.
Cut him, and then we're drafting center.
I'm thinking we're cutting him too. That's $8.5 million saved.
So that's two of our 9 draft picks are going to be players we need.
That's fine. I mean, we can get a day 3 center. That's fine. And Brando's there. Hell, even Juergens. Like, we tried. No. We swung for one. We swung for it. We took the best offensive lineman from the Colts, and we tried.
We took the best 2. The best 2 from the Colts.
Yeah, the best 2. Yeah, I think Ryan Kelly's gone, and we'll save that $8.5 million. Javon Hargrave. $21 million cap hit if this guy plays for us this year.
There's 3.
Oh my God.
and there's nowhere to put that money. So we can cut our losses and pay him $10.5 to not play here, or we can pay him $21 million to play here.
I want to draft a defensive tackle this year to line up with Redmond, so I'm getting rid of Hargrave and Jonathan Allen.
Well, we kind of rate defensive tackles to line up with Redmond.
I did hear rumors that Hargrave might be thinking about retiring, which would be sweet because that would probably save us a lot more money. But he might be playing a game of chicken, like, oh, maybe they'll cut me first. So, but yeah, I'm with you. That's $11 million. Cut him and cut Ryan Kelly. Now we're close to $20 million. We're almost halfway to cap compliant. Now here's Jonathan Allen. You cut him, you're not really saving that much.
Yeah, he needs to play, and he needs to earn it. You get your ass out on that field, son.
We can cut him, and then we're going to owe him $17 million. And, we could do the post-June 1st cut. We're still going to owe him $17 million, but we can push, 4.5 into 2027.
Yeah, you got to keep him. I mean, I can see that cutted, but
yeah, and that $23 million, that's big. So they're probably gonna have to put they might have to extend this guy actually, so they can put money into future years. So that's a large cap hit. That almost $24 million. But however we line this up, I do think Jonathan Allen is a Viking next year. TJ Hawkinson. There is no way that he plays here on a $21 million cap hit.
No, he's got to restructure, or that's 4 out of the restructure.
Are we just cutting him and paying him $12 million to not be here, Fish? Or do you think maybe there's an extension?
Na 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 na. Hey, Jess out of here.
I actually feel like that might be the case. $12 million is a hard pill to swallow, but I like TJ Hawkinson. I like him a lot, but he doesn't look like TJ Hawkinson anymore. He doesn't. After the injury, we gave him a year and a half. He just doesn't look like that guy that we first got. So I think he ends up getting cut. I don't think he plays here next year.
Number four. Number 4 draft pick. He's getting cut. So 4 out of the 9 draft picks are already secured.
I think we could find a cheap free agent that could replace what he did last year.
Can I name one right now?
Sure.
KOC is very familiar with him. Tyler Higbee. So, like Cody, like you're assuming everybody we cut and got to fill a spot, we got to draft one.
Well, I know
there is a free agency period.
I know there's a free agency period. And free agency is worth money.
It is.
We're trying to get down below a cap right now, just to replenish it and go over the cap again.
What's up, dopes? We did draft one.
Yeah.
Bartholomew.
Sitting on the reserved bench.
Yeah, he sat on injury reserve all year, so I don't know how much stock I'm going to put into him as of right now. And then we got Eurosec and Nesbitt as UDFAs. But, I mean, Hawkinson is a big loss. He is a pass-catching tight end. And, you know, we would have to replace him, you know, either in the draft in the first couple of rounds or in free agency, which I think that's the route they go. I think they go in free agency and they get a tight end that's cheaper than that $8 million that we're going to save. Aaron Jones, another interesting one.
I have him as a cut because I honestly do think Minnesota's drafting running back this year. And that's why
we have a guy by the name I hope they do.
We have a guy by the name of Josh Oliver. He is a block first tight end. So we also need a pass catching tight end.
But we need to replace TJ Hawkinson, a player that left the active roster. We need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We do need a pass catching tight end. We can't have 2 block first ones, and especially if we end up running out there with JJ McCarthy, we need a pass catching tight end.
No, we don't. We need running tight ends. Block. JJ, hand that ball off.
We need more than one thing, Shaq. We need more
Develop
than one
that run game.
Yeah, Aaron Jones can go because I think Minnesota's drafting a running back this year, and they're keeping Ty Chandler and Xavier Scott part of the roster. So you got to replenish one by getting rid of one, and I think it's done during the draft. It's like the no shit draft pick I think Minnesota's going to use this year's.
You guys overpay your players, man. We used to. That's why. That's part of the reason the GM is not here. And you know, Aaron Jones, and you're seeing all these big high cap hits for these guys. It's not because we originally signed them to be a $14 million guy a season. It's because we signed them to be a $10 million guy for, you know, 2 seasons. So $20 million for 2 years, but we're only going to pay you $4 million in this first year. So now all the leftover money.
People don't understand. We got to get under the cap. So these guys have to go. I don't.
Yeah, I'm cool with letting Aaron Jones go.
You can think about.
Bob Swede wants to keep Aaron Jones. Like, part of me is down to keep him if we can't get one of these guys in free agency that we're looking at. But the problem is we won't know that. It's like you kind of got to roll the dice. Like I thought Aaron Jones has been pretty good the past 2 years, but I think all of us kind of want a home run hitter, and Aaron Jones is not that at this point in his career. So I'm going to go ahead and go with cut, even though I like him. Fish.
Yes.
I know this looks juicy. I know it looks juicy.
I've been wanting this for 5 damn years. What are you talking about?
But can I just tell you this? I see that $23 million. None of that is guaranteed. So that's why we save so much if we were to cut him.
Go on.
Okay, you're not going to like this part either. We could extend him and really smooth that out a lot. Like, I don't think he gets nearly the contract he got last time. So
That would
you really want to let him go and have to replace that? You might be talking about Justin Skol over there.
Yeah, if someone wanted to cut him.
I'm okay with that.
Oh.
Pause? I'm all right with that. We don't have to be bulletproof, guys. We just got to be good up front. We don't need.
Who's our quarterback?
I would say tackles. I'll say your tackles. You want your tackles to be good.
Yeah.
But he's the right tackle. He don't have to be that good. The right tackle just needs to be serviceable if the left tackle can stay on the field.
Which he hasn't shown he can. Not one time in his career.
You're right. But you know what? Neither has the right tackle.
Oh, he's played full seasons. Hell, he's even made Pro Bowls. Our left tackle hasn't.
My only problem with Brian
I know
is he can't block on
He's going to be a Viking for life. But
he can't block screens. That's the only thing I don't like about Brian O'Neill.
Yeah, Brian O'Neill's coming back.
Yeah, he's getting extended.
Most people in the chat want to keep him, much to Fish's chagrin. This one's a tough one.
That's what I think is most likely to be traded.
Possibly, but I mean, the post June 1st cut is very tempting because you do save, the 18.8 this year, and it's only $3 million dead cap, and then $6 million next year, which when the cap goes up again, it's really not a lot. I mean, he like O'Neal. This could be a case where they kind of do an extension to try to restructure it and smooth it out. Or do you guys think that Dallas Turner step right in? Because I don't.
That's just it. I unlike O'Neal, you've got somebody you drafted in the first round just sitting there waiting to go.
I think Brian Flores likes Greener too much. He's going to smooth out that cap hit. That contract can get smoothed out with an extension.
I
would
think
really like
he's
to see him here.
Hunter.
I would like to see them find a way to keep him here. Like, I get it. He was the almost sack guy all year, but those almost sacks, they're going to be sacks, just like they were last season.
Yeah.
Like, the guy was in the backfield every snap.
He was getting shook by statue quarterbacks. That's worrisome.
I don't think he was getting.
And my problem is that whole re-sign, smooth out the cap hit. That's just kicking the snowball down the road.
Well, not necessarily, because these guys are also older than their last contract they signed. So last time he signed for $20 million a year. This time he's probably not going to get $20 million a year on the extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, 19.5.
It's less.
Davey's saying it correctly.
Yeah, no, I do think a lot of our free agents are going to walk, and we're going to, sign other guys that are veteran minimums. But Gennard and O'Neal, I think they're staying. Who else do we have on here? They're staying. Aaron Jones probably gone. TJ Hawkinson probably gone. Jonathan Allen has to stay. Hargrave, I think, is gone. Kelly's gone. I mean, those are some major cuts.
Well, I sent the article. They said if we cut a lot of players, we could get $104 million in the cap space,
and be fielding a team of 10.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about how that math even maths, even if we cut all those guys right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're like negative 40, so we got to cut 144 million to have 104.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they include restructures and a lot of stuff into that.
So that's also another thing. I mean, I'm not gonna get too deep into the weeds on contracts. Like the guys that we can cut, cool. But like there is a world too where Jefferson gets restructured. He doesn't lose no money, but we end up saving $16 million this year by doing that. So that's just to say that we will have some money to shop with this year. Just we're not going to be, going top of the end guys. Like we're going to sign other guys. We're going to sign players. There's going to be free agents to be signed.
Yeah, most of these guys.
Last year we had money and we didn't get a top end guy.
No,
we did. We got that Ryan Kelly.
I still got faith in Will Fries. I got faith in Will Fries. That first half of the season, the offensive line was just bad with all the shuffling around, but the offensive line did look better, the last 5, 6, 7 games. So I'm going to have faith in him. We did overpay at first. It's up to him to kind of play the level that he got paid.
Yeah.
Luckily, we got a rookie on the other side.
Well, we're going to have a little shuffling around again anyways to start the season with Darrisaw coming back. And then so it's got to get time to get used to on that too. So.
All right. Let's look at quarterbacks. This is a sexy list of free agent quarterbacks.
Oh, God.
Because right now, our quarterbacks on the roster are J.J. McCarthy and Max Brosmer. So, no doubt about it, there will be another quarterback on this team. In what capacity? I don't know. And yes, there are other options besides free agent quarterbacks, and we will talk about those. But first, let's look at this list here. It is a damn sexy list. I mean,
just throw a dart at your screen, and we're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
I see one that could take us.
I don't see any.
Oh, I see.
You know what's funny is up until this year, I would have said, "Give me Minshew. I want Minshew," but I'm done. I'm done wanting Minshew.
Yeah, no
ACL injury.
I think Case Keenum's the only one that could take this team.
Where?
So we did pick out a few that, like, okay, if we have to get one of these guys, maybe this would be a good fit.
So for me, I chose Teddy Bridgewater because he's a former Minnesota Viking. He kind of been through the ringer of being a former first round pick and having the highs and lows of dealing with being a first round pick. He's been in the league for a couple seasons, learned a couple different offices. And for Teddy to be here, it won't be for him to be a starter. It would be someone J.J. McCarthy could lean on, learn about the NFL from, and basically build on his quarterbacking. Because one thing about Teddy is he was good with getting the ball out quick, and his accuracy was hit or miss. But he was also a mobile quarterback, mobile enough to at least get first downs. So he could be somebody to help, like an on-the-field coach for J.J. McCarthy to make him a better quarterback.
So in this situation, J.J. McCarthy is our QB1 going into week 1.
Yes.
Okay.
If healthy.
That's ideal to me.
My guy's Mitch Trubisky. He knows he's a backup quarterback. He, like Shaq said, he's been through the ringer. But here's the funny thing. Old Mitch Trubisky, all he does is win football games. I mean, he's got a pretty good winning record. And he has kind of a similar play style to old J.J. McCarthy, where he likes to run just a little bit. Just kind of reminds me of him. He'd be a good guy to bring in there to maybe teach JJ how to win with that play style. And if he needed to step in for 4 or 5 games during the season, he'd be over 500.
He's an interesting one. I'd definitely be down for Mr. Trubisky. If he wants an opportunity again in this league to be a starter, I do think he would get that opportunity to actually be in a legit competition. I don't think it would be kind of like last year where, apparently Daniel Jones was told that, this is going to be JJ McCarthy's team. I do think he would get a legit chance. But if he's comfortable being a backup quarterback, then I don't see why he would want to leave the comforts of Buffalo, where he can just come in week 17 or 18 and throw 4 touchdowns and go sit back down. But if it's going to be, for competition, I'm down. I'm down for someone to come in and push JJ McCarthy. That's for sure. Next. I know the Viking fans aren't going to like this one. Sparky, my man, I said Case Keenum. I love Case Keenum. I would just for the nostalgia, I'll bring Case Keenum back. But I'm going with Russell Wilson. Even when he's been bad with like the Broncos and Giants, he's been all right. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's still accurate. He can still throw the ball down the field, which we know that is something that KOC wants. He wants somebody that could be a deep passer. Russell Wilson could still do that. I don't think he's ever played with weapons like Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Like he had good receivers in Seattle, but not Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. I do believe our offensive line will be better to protect him. And what I actually like about this is real competition for JJ McCarthy. Russell Wilson is not going to come in here to play the mentor role. He's going to come in here to try to be the number 1 quarterback and try to beat out JJ McCarthy. And even if he doesn't, he's still not going to be a mentor. Like, I get that. But I do think that kind of competition would actually bring out the best in JJ McCarthy. So give me a guy that really wants to come in here and has a legit chance to beat JJ McCarthy out. Let's see if we can get the best out of JJ McCarthy. If not, I do think Russell Wilson could take this team as constructed to the playoffs and see what happens. I know it's ugly. I don't like it. But when out of the quarterbacks we have listed, he's one of the ones I'm maybe like I wouldn't punch a hole in the wall if we signed him. I would have Wilson to Kirk Cousins. All right. And we got one more.
Let's bring out the guy that makes a lot of sense. All right. So I'm going to tell you why this fits, why this makes a lot of sense, right? It makes a lot of sense for 2 reasons, right? He can come in, all right, and still have this team competitive while mentoring JJ McCarthy, or he can come in, still having this team competitive while being a true bridge quarterback into the 2027 NFL draft, where we would draft a quarterback. Like, he's only going to sign for 1 year. All right. It's not going to be worth a lot of money to sign him. Right. And you're getting a guy that is a field general on the field. And we talk about why isn't KOC not running the ball much? Why is this not happening? Why is that happening? Now you have a 4-time MVP quarterback in KOC's ear saying, hey, maybe we should start doing this kind of things, calling his own plays at the line of scrimmage, making things work. Right. And the way the NFL is right now, the deep ball quarterback it's gone. It doesn't succeed. Right. The guy that succeeds is the game managing quarterback. And that's where Aaron Rodgers is. That's why you saw those little chunks from Sam Darnold going down the field here and there, here and there, here and there until they scored a touchdown. Matthew Stafford, deep ball quarterback, didn't make Super Bowl. Right. Got in a lot of trouble doing that. So I think this makes the most sense because you're using him as a mentor to JJ McCarthy or using him as a bridge quarterback into the 2027 NFL draft while he's only here for 1 year.
It really makes me wish we would have done it last year. I mean, he offered to come here for cheap. He even said he'd be a mentor for JJ McCarthy, which I think that's crazy because a few years ago, Aaron Rodgers wasn't about to mentor anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really want to know who shot that down. Did KOC say, no, we're good? Or was KOC told, no, you can't have him? Which I'm not saying it was one or the other. I want to know who shut it down. And I want to know, are the people still in the building that shut it down or not?
Bet you they own the building.
Davey, when we say be a mentor, he could still be the starter.
Yeah.
He's like, he's good. I just did their kid. Like he could still be teaching him. Like he could still be teaching him, but be the starter. If Aaron Rodgers comes here, make no mistake,
He is the starter.
He's quarterback one. Like it's not a competition. I think he's the only one out of these ones we listed where if you bring him in, Aaron Rodgers has been told he will be the starter. That doesn't mean he's not going to be a mentor as a starter.
Yeah,
I think if he's brought in to be the starter, I think screw that. He's not mentoring. That he's the bridge to 2027.
Yeah, and that's fine too. Then he's the bridge to 2027.
Well, I think he understands that though, but he saying he can't mentor for a year, like the guy's 42, Fish. Like he's probably
no. I'm saying that if we bring him in now in this year, or next year we would have to pick up JJ McCarthy's 5th-year option. I'm just saying if we brought him in now, then the mentoring, it's not about mentoring. It's we're moving on. We're trying to make a run with Aaron Rodgers being our quarterback, and we're going to draft one next year.
I hear you, but I don't think we're picking up JJ McCarthy's 5th-year contract anyways. And I'm not saying to say he won't be here. I'm just saying if they want to keep him, it's going to be a situation where they just give him a contract extension. Because the fifth year pickup on a quarterback is going to be $35-40 million for one season that you can't push down the line. So I just don't, even if JJ McCarthy plays well, like I don't think they're doing a 5th-year option. Yeah. But I hear what you're saying. Like you're taking this, if they were to bring Aaron Rodgers in, that's a sign that we're moving off of JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a perfect bridge. I mean, even bringing in Kirk Cousins is a perfect bridge. It's a true bridge.
I don't hate it because I realize that, I want JJ McCarthy to be the quarterback of this team. I realize it doesn't have to be right now. Like Jordan Love sat for 3 years and he is the Packers franchise quarterback. Like it's just like teams get so impatient. Like if you get a guy in the first round and he doesn't pan out, it's like, oh, get rid of him. And then we see these guys go have success in other places. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to be like, all right, you know what? Maybe we did overdraft him. We got to treat him like a 4th rounder now. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. And I know there's people that are going to hate that in the comments, but
what will happen to say that we are completely moved on from JJ McCarthy is if we go trade for one of those quarterbacks like Kyler Murray, Mac Jones. That means we're telling, we're done. We're done here.
Yes, Robbie, it will be his 3rd year, and Jordan Love sat 3 years.
Look at Rinaldi. He just wants to be able to type Cousins sucks.
Well, I got him. So here's some other options that aren't necessarily free agents right now, but could be free agents, could be traded. Any names on here do anything for you, Skullful Shack?
Yes. Pretty much if I had to get a quarterback out of this list to start, give me Justin Fields. I feel like KOC can unlock that quarterback potential in Justin Fields that he showed at Ohio State. And who knows, we might be able to get a lightning in a bottle from Justin Fields and go back to the playoffs. And we don't have to commit to Justin Fields. We can also have JJ McCarthy learn on the bench in case Justin Fields doesn't pan out.
I really like Justin Fields coming out of college. I thought he was going to be better than Trevor Lawrence. I thought he was a better pick. But now, I don't know, man. I don't know if he could play the position of quarterback for a full season at a high level. Mm-hmm. But, we count out Baker Mayfield. He looks good. Count out Sam Darnold on the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I guess you're kind of banking on that. What about you, Fish? You see a quarterback on here that you like a little more than those free agents?
Oh, man, Jameis Winston all day, every day. I want that Jameis Winston experience. But the reality is that guy in the picture. He's going to be a Minnesota Viking. He's going to push JJ. He might even overtake him. And even if he doesn't, he's going to be a good soldier, sit on the sidelines, and wait for his chance to play.
Do you really believe that? Because let me tell you, I agree. Kirk Cousins is the right answer. But I don't think Kirk Cousins is coming over here unless he's told he is the starter. Like, we got to remember who this guy is. And
I know,
there's
but
gonna
he
be,
got humbled.
did he? There's gonna be other teams
Yes.
out there that might need a starter. Like, if the Cardinals let go of Kyler Murray, he can go start for the Cardinals. The Jets need a starter. You know, like, there are teams that will make him the starter. Like, you really think he's gonna come here and be like, oh yeah, I might have to sit behind JJ McCarthy. I just sat behind Penix. It was fun.
You get Kirk Cousins, he's the starter. It's not even it's light years away from JJ McCarthy.
You think it's the same thing as like Aaron Rodgers?
It's the same thing as Aaron Rodgers. I think he's perfect for a bridge into 2027 and a mentor. If we do want to keep on with McCarthy, I think it's with a 1-year deal. And then, hey, just to keep us competitive, we make playoffs, probably losing out of the first round, but keep us competitive so that way we can go into 2027 seeking a quarterback.
Shaq, will they pay Cousins another $80 million?
I mean, it's not my money. I could go another 4 or 5 years not seeing the Super Bowl, I guess.
There's something I agree with Robbie on, and I hate to agree with it. It's he brought up Kyler Murray. You're bringing in Kyler Murray here. You're moving on completely from JJ McCarthy.
I agree, but I don't think they are, because I don't think Kyler Murray is really a KOC quarterback. Aside from a strong arm, he does have a strong arm, but he's not a pocket quarterback at all. He can't. He's not big enough to be a pocket quarterback. He plays too off script. No way. Not a KOC quarterback.
What's KOC going to put all his chips in? Is he going to, all right, I'm going to throw all my chips on McCarthy, or I'm going to throw all my chips on Kyler Murray? Which one's going to give me the better success and keep my job? I think
he'd rather have Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins or even Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, that for 1 year, he gets another shot at quarterback drafting, but are the Wills going to keep him around if we do get bounced out of the first round of the playoffs with that bridge quarterback?
Nope.
It's tough. So that's why Kyler Murray makes a lot of sense too. If you're going to move on.
Are the new owners going to keep him around?
I don't think Kyler Murray. I don't think Kyler Murray makes any sense. And I don't think he's like a bad quarterback. I just don't think he fits what KOC wants to do. And yeah, KOC might adjust a little bit, but he's not going to change his whole offense. It's tough right now for the Vikings and the situation we're in, because, you know, we do have a quarterback that we do hope could be our franchise quarterback, but we also have a coach whose seat is hot, and he's got to make the best decision for him. He hasn't got time to be like, okay, let's let this quarterback take his lumps and, develop, he's like, I know I have to win right now. So he's making the decisions that are best for him and not necessarily what's best for the Minnesota Vikings.
And he's in this position, honestly, because McCarthy can't stay healthy on the field. He doesn't have the time to develop according to his contract. He has never had the time with the injuries to develop. It's always been stalled. Oh, you're stalled here. Read a tablet. So he's not developing at all.
Dylan, absolutely. There has to be some depth in the quarterback room. Like, we can't be finding our backup quarterback in the 4th round of the NFL draft this year. Like, that's just not going to cut it 100%.
I mean, that's better than having Brosman be the backup.
Shaq says, I'm done with UDFAs, baby. Time for the draft picks to pan out.
I got laughed at because I call him Kellen Mond. At least Kellen Mond looked good.
What about those last two guys, Geno Smith or Derek Carr out of retirement? Any interest there?
I will say Geno Smith's stock is down, so I wouldn't mind it. We're not gonna have to pay him much. Yeah. And Derek Carr, nah.
Yeah, but Derek Carr is going to start.
I agree with you. Like, I'm out on Derek Carr. Retired because of injuries, and then come back. No, I'm good on that. And even on the Saints, he didn't look good. So, no, I'm out. Geno Smith is interesting. When I first look at Geno Smith or hear Geno Smith, I'm like, oh, hell no. But, bro, like, who does good on the Raiders?
Yeah.
Like Aiden O'Connell.
I mean, everybody looks like Aiden O'Connell. All that. Aiden O'Connell might be a good quarterback. I don't know. Got to play somewhere else.
If you want to stick it out with JJ McCarthy for the year as your starting quarterback, Geno Smith is a valuable option for that backup role. He can go out there and win you 2 games if McCarthy's injured, right? But we can't have McCarthy being injured more than 2 games. If that happens, season's over with. So it's bringing in Geno Smith does make sense for the backup role. But that's what he's going to be as a backup.
You don't think that Geno Smith would be competition for the quarterback 1?
No,
I do.
I don't.
I'm not saying he wins it, but I think he's competition. He does, and
he at least looked decent on the Seahawks.
He did. I mean, 2 10-win seasons. And he's got a strong arm. He can get that ball down the field.
But
I wouldn't rule out Geno Smith. Everyone's just resigned to it. It's going to be Kirk Cousins. And I'll say it again. I think Kirk Cousins makes the most sense, but I do think there's obstacles to that happening.
I agree, Bob Sweetfield.
Kirk Cousins comes here. He's starting. I'm sorry.
I think there's a good chance of that. There's a good chance. I mean, KOC is trying to save his job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. This is ugly.
How does KOC save his job? Get a run game.
Get a run game, you say?
Yep.
So we cut Aaron Jones earlier. Who are we going to replace him with?
What's Aaron Jones' contract right now?
Like,
I think we saved like $8 million or $6 million.
What's he signed for right now?
Like 14 something.
Perfect. Yeah, we can get any one of these running backs.
Well, because if we cut them, there's like $8 million dead money. So you don't get 14 plus 8.
We cut a lot of players already to make up for that.
Still to make up for it. We're 40 in the hole. we still need to get restructures done.
Well, let's race the top
draft picks.
David Montgomery for 9.5. I mean, if David Montgomery was on this free agent list, he would definitely be somebody that I'd be interested in. But unlike the quarterbacks, there are some intriguing names on here. Starting with Breece Hall.
So, my guy for fantasy football, Breece Hall, do it all Hall. Pretty much he was the Jets offense last year. Anytime he was on the field, that's where most of the explosive plays came from. It was either throw the ball to Garrett Wilson or hand the ball off or throw the ball to Breece Hall because he is a dual threat running back. He did have a timeshare with, I forgot the backup running, Allen, Braylon Allen. He did have a timeshare with Braylon Allen, but Braylon Allen got hurt, so he became more of a workhorse back, and he handled the load pretty well. I feel like if the Jets offense was more balanced, he could have had a better overall season. But I feel like everybody in the league knew when they played the Jets, you watch out for Breece Hall because he can score anywhere on the field. And I feel like he's a good pickup for KOC offense because KOC likes to do a lot of screen passes. And he could be like what we had with prime Dalvin Cook.
I like it. I think this would be the most game-changing move this team could make.
And like David said, to go with Mason, so we don't have 2 of the similar running backs. One be a home run, and then the other could take on the all the hits.
My issue with Breece Hall is last year he hit his first time hitting 1,000 yards, right? He was the only offensive player on that team last year. Right, so you got rid of Garrett Wilson, got hurt early in the year. The backup running back got hurt, Braylon Allen, beginning of the year. There was no offense to be said on that Jets team, and the offense ran through him. Now, is those numbers just stat padded because of the offense had to be ran through him? or can he show that same amount of work while being on our offense with the amount of players that we have?
Do you know how hard it would be to actually get that 1,000 yards when you're the only player on the team and everybody knows the ball's going to you?
Yeah.
I mean, when you got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison on the outside and they got to be accounted for, do you know how much easier it's going to be to run for 1,000 yards?
Yeah. I don't know. He had the ball a lot last year, and he had a lot of receptions also last year for yards. I mean, I like Brees Hall. I would take him in a heartbeat to add to this running team. And he's young. He's 24 years old.
Yeah, he could continue doing what we had Aaron Jones doing, but actually have that home run ability. Because Aaron Jones showed it, he just didn't have that breakaway speed to score. So, like, when Aaron Jones got off, he usually get caught.
And Rinaldi asked about his blocking. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about his blocking. That would take a deeper dive, but even without knowing anything about his blocking, I'd be all in on this move. Again, I think this would be the most game-changing thing we can do this offseason outside of getting Caleb Downs in the draft. I like it, Shaq. I hope they find a way to at least take a swing at this. I mean, we're in a bad cap position, but if there's some way they can make it happen, I'll be all in.
Yeah, I got Travis Etienne as a free agent that's out there that the Vikings could explore getting. I'm not sold on any one of these running backs this year for free agency. I think we'd rather draft one. But Travis Etienne comes in, had a breakout year after having a slumping year last year, and he saw how those Jaguars were moving, right? They had how many wins? 12 wins this year. And a large part of it was because of Travis Etienne and how they used him, right? He had, I think, 6 total touchdowns. Right, they utilized him in the red zone. He had over 1,000 rushing yards. The guy's 27 years old, though, so it's kind of like a knock on him, right? He's a little old. He entered the draft the same year Brees Hall did, and he's 3 years older than Brees Hall. But I think he's going to be a lot less contract salary-wise compared to Brees Hall, right? And you're only going to use him for a 1 to 2 year contract. I don't think you were going to sign him to a 3-year contract where he hits the age 30.
I like this one. I want a back that will complement Jordan Mason, and I think he will do that very well. And I want a pass catching running back because that's actually something that Jordan Mason doesn't do great. He can do it. He just doesn't do it great. And we were talking about this earlier that, you know, Etienne is probably one of the better pass catching running backs, right? Like Shaq, you say he runs routes like a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His rookie year, they actually have him playing receiver.
Hey, Jay Vikings, you're right. We don't have a lot of cap space, so, you know, we might be able to make one big swing. If that's the case, I'm making that big swing on a running back.
Yeah, 100%. And you got to look at the Jags. The Jags right now have the 5th most dead money in the league, and he's one of the guys in that running back room that has two guys that they actually drafted. So the Jaguars could be moving on from Etienne, and he could be the top running back in this year's free agency class if you do want to make that swing.
I like it. I'd definitely be down for this one too. I mean, a little less than Brees Hall, but I'd still be excited about this one. Hey, Zoe, what's up, man? Which take was the crazy one? I must have missed it. Next.
My man, Rico Dowdle. Legitimate 1,000-yard running back, cheaper than the other guys. Last year, he was Bryce Young's best friend. Had 1,000 yards for the Cowboys in 24. They didn't think he could do it again, so they let him walk. 1,000 yards for the Carolina Panthers. He's an actual bell cow running back. I think he had 39 receptions last year, also from Bryce Young. This is the guy. He's also cap friendly, and we'll be able to get something out of him.
Yeah, I like this one. We talked about him last year when he was coming off the Cowboys, and, you know, he'd be a pretty cheap guy, and, you know, he was a 1,000-yard back for them in limited carries. All he did was come back and do it again this year. Funny thing is, he played against the Cowboys and put up 200 yards on them.
Oh yeah, he went off.
We don't play the Panthers this year, do we?
Damn. No.
Yes, we do.
Do we?
Do?
Hold on. Angela Lansbury.
I'm definitely down for Rico Dowdle, especially if it's around that $6 million mark. Not necessarily the home run hitter, but he's taking some to the house.
There they are. Home opponent, Carolina Panthers.
All right. Well, there we go. Revenge games is his thing. Zoe's got to be behind. We're talking about running backs. He's still talking about having faith in JJ McCarthy and KOC.
Look at Zoe. JJ McCarthy, if he's done, KOC is done. I've stated that a long time ago. He rides.
I don't think we said we have faith in KOC. I think it's more so we just giving KOC this last season because we don't have no choice. It's like we're not about to fire him right now. He's going. He's heading into the season as the coach.
He's going down.
With that being said, KOC, what KOC can do to take the Vikings to the Super Bowl is basically what we're doing right now until we get our next coach.
So those three running backs right there, those are probably the top three in free agency. Kenneth Walker is there, but Kenneth Walker is not going anywhere. Kenneth Walker will be a Seahawk next year, so we didn't even bring him up.
Hey, he might not
said,
be a Seahawk. Who knows?
Funny, because we don't even run the ball here. Our new head coach running the ball this season. Hey, Gil, we thought it would happen last year, with the moves we made that we would run the ball. So fool me twice, I guess, because, yes, I do think some of the moves we made, we are going to run the ball. The assistant head coach we brought in, yes, he is a running guy. Our offensive line coach is a running guy. So we have made moves that would suggest that we're going to run the ball more. I don't know how much more, but I think that this team had to see what the Seahawks did with Sam Darnold and a good running game. That's a pretty good recipe. Our defense, not as good as the Seattle Seahawks, but it's not as far behind as it may seem. Like we had a playoff defense. How far it could have taken us, I don't know. But if we have a good running game, I think the passing game will come. And I think next year won't be a total waste. So I do think it would be wise to go ahead and take a swing at running back. But if we don't, how about Kenneth Gainwell? So, like I said, we already mentioned the three top running backs. If not for them, I'm interested in a guy like Kenneth Gainwell. He's not another Jordan Mason guy. He's a guy that is going to probably catch more passes or get more receiving yards than rushing yards. He had 73 receptions this year. He's kind of like, just a dual threat, but he's a change of pace from Jordan Mason. So that's really what I'm looking for. Just a change of pace from Jordan Mason. I'm cool with Jordan Mason being RB1 and we have an RB2. It doesn't need to be RB1A, RB1B to me. And in this situation, I think Jordan Mason is the RB1, but you put in Kenneth Gainwell, that's a weapon coming out of the backfield. You don't know if he's in there to run the ball, catch a pass, and he could break one. And at a $3 to $4 million salary, I'm good with that. And what this does as well, you go ahead and get Kenneth Gainwell. Okay, you got a pretty good backfield, but this does not stop you from taking an early day 2 running back in the draft. So now you go ahead, you got Mason, Gainwell, maybe Emmett Thomas. So
Emmett Johnson.
Emmett Johnson. My bad.
Say it again. So
we can go still draft a running back. That's the point. Like this doesn't prevent us from doing that. I think if we go and sign one of those other guys, maybe not Dowdle, but you go and get Breece Hall or you go and get ETN, you're probably not drafting one this year. We get Gainwell, we can draft a running back still.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
How many quarterbacks does y'all favorite coach need? Just one, I think.
Well,
they could run some trick plays if they put 2 in, though. I don't know.
Well, my favorite coach Actually, he had two quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. And he did pretty well with those two.
KOC's lifespan determines on JJ McCarthy's lifespan.
Are you talking about Dan Campbell, Shaq?
No, I'm talking about Sean McVay.
Yeah, so again, free agency not very sexy this year. It's really not, and that just makes it all that more important that we hit in this draft. What you drinking on, Chad?
There is a running back. There is a running back that could get cut this year, and he could be a little bit cheaper than all the other running backs, and it's a really good running back. His name is Alvin Kamara. That'd be a name to look out for.
He could get cut, but I think he said if he's not playing with the Saints, he's gonna retire.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd be interested in Kamara. What's crazy is Kamara never ran for 1,000 yards, and that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Gainwell, he's a weapon. He's just a Gainwell on steroids.
Mm-hmm. But I gotta head out. I gotta put some meat on the smoker and get this Valentine's Day ready for tomorrow for my wife. So,
all right, Cody.
I'll hit you guys up tomorrow.
See you, bud.
See you guys.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you out, Shaq.
Rolls credits.
I know
we'll get out here soon. Do you got a Gallahorn for us, Fish?
I do.
Let's hear it.
All right, mine is not Vikings related. If the Seattle Seahawks end up signing Sam Darnold and end up losing Kenneth Walker to free agency, they will not make it back to the playoffs this year.
So they don't have Kenneth Walker, but they still have the defense. It is a tough division.
They also got Charbonnet.
But
who?
Will he be ready to go? He got hurt in the playoffs, bro. He got hurt in the playoffs.
I mean, the Seahawks fan that we had on with the Shaq was not a fan of Charbonnet.
Oh, I'm not a fan of Charbonnet either, but I'm just saying they got Charbonnet. I would know. He gets a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a vulture.
That's because they hand him the ball 2 yards out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they still make the playoffs because you know what? If they lose Kenneth Walker, they probably go get like ETN.
That would make more sense because I never liked Charbonnet and Walker as a 1-2 tandem because they're basically the same type of running back. I feel like they still might make the playoffs because Clint Kubiak. No, they lost Clint Kubiak. Ooh. You might be on to something.
It gets deeper.
I have to agree with Fish. I don't think they make the playoffs.
Can we get a running back that scores from 2 yards out? So you got
Shaq
when buying.
He retired.
You got Shaq buying. I'm selling. I think they still make the playoffs. Not as easy, that's for sure. But does he turn back into doorknob? Nah, I don't think so. He's a legitimate quarterback. I think we got to actually put some respect on his name.
Healthy San Francisco. Matt Stafford coming back for the Rams. They ain't making the playoffs. If they don't have Walker, they ain't making the playoffs.
So
Walker cured a lot of Sam Darnold ills during the season.
At the end, he did. But Shaq can attest to Walker wasn't the same Walker the first 14 to 15 weeks of the season.
The first 16. The first 16.
And that they were still winning. Like he turned it on, and it's kind of like the Seahawks guy said to us, like it's kind of more like load management. They're not really using him because they want to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs. And by golly, that worked.
And to be fair, he did come off an injury last year. He was hurt, so he had to come back off of that injury. So they eased him into the offense.
I see Seattle being a problem for the next 3 to 4 years, just the way they're set up. Unfortunately, I hope that we end up getting set up that way, and I think one way that we could do that is my Gallahorn, and it's not going to happen because we have a coach who's on the hot seat. But if there was ever a time for the Vikings to tank, it's this season. We're really not a Super Bowl team. Like, sure, any given year it could happen, but we're really not. And as Rinaldi said earlier in the chat, we have a bunch of aging players. So it's not like we're putting together this team and we're opening up a window. It's time for a refresh. Free agency class sucks. We don't have money anyways. So it's like we can make a couple swings. But why? The draft, not as great as the draft will be next year. Why not go ahead and move up for that high draft pick? Why not save cap space? Why not have a good free agency period and a good draft next year? We got to have a good draft this year, but that's not going to like propel us if we have a good draft this year. It's like, okay, now we're starting to have some depth. Right now, I think this season is the best season for the Vikings to go ahead and tank. And
I think we can get a legitimate starting defensive lineman, a legitimate starting cornerback, and a legitimate starting running back in this draft right here.
We can.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you're right. It's an embarrassment of riches next year, or so we're saying that right now. And then 11 and a half months from now, we'll be going, this draft, it really is about depth. It's really not that. But no, this would be the year to tank.
It's just kind of like a get right season. Like, let's go ahead and refresh everything, kind of control alt delete, restart.
New coach, new owners, new GM.
No more competitive rebuild, Rinaldi. No. This is like the opposite of that. Like what we just did the last 4 years, let's do the opposite of that this year. Now, I don't think it's going to happen because KOC is coaching for his job. And the Wilfs, they just want to try to make the playoffs every year, which part of me respects that. Part of me is like, let's just do the hard thing. And that's why when we get to a point like we were this year, when we were like 4-8, I'm saying, go ahead and tank. Like, let's just lose a game. And it's like, oh, what kind of fan are you? No, man, we're never in this position. Like, might as well just write it out while we're here. Like, now it's like, okay, now we got to go do it next year. Like, after we already had this bad season. But I do think that this is the time because honestly, we're probably not Super Bowl contenders this coming season. I don't even know if we're going to be playoff contenders. Like, there's a lot of things that got to go right. I'm rooting for us to, be a contender. But when I start going with my head instead of my heart, I think this is the best time to go ahead and tank. I hear you, Rinaldi. I hear you. So I've prefaced this many times saying it's not going to happen. What do you think, Shaq? Tank it or try to win the Super Bowl?
The time to tank is far past too late. We were supposed to tank 2 years ago. We decided to win some meaningless games and get the fifth quarterback out of that quarterback class. So now we made our bed. Now we got to lay in it.
So Shaq is not down for the tank.
Oh, no, it's over for that.
Shaq is Team Super Bowl.
What if we don't even have a choice? Like,
well, I mean,
like the Raiders?
I don't know, man. I really don't know where I'm at for next season yet. I don't feel great about it. But
we got to see who we lose, who we get.
Yes,
they might pull some magic out of their ass.
They might, and like this is what keeps me coming back. I always said when we do finally get to that Super Bowl, when we finally do win the Super Bowl, it's not going to be one of these 15-1 beautiful seasons. It's not going to be the 14-3 season. It's going to be an ugly. We suck. Wait, how do we make the playoffs? Like the year we go to Super Bowl, that's how it's going to be. Should I renew my season tickets? It depends how much that costs, Sparky.
Nah, Sparky, you should just go ahead and give them to me. I'll go in your honor.
Gil, the problem with that is trading Justin Jefferson would be very harmful to our salary cap. And we will need that money next season. But Jefferson's still young enough to be a part of this. And honestly, after Jefferson, what players do we have that we could trade and actually even get like a first round pick? I mean, hell, we might only have a couple players we can even think about trying to get a second round pick for.
How about that guard we signed in free agency?
Yeah, I don't think so. Jay, my heart will always be faithful and have faith. My heart always will. But my head and my heart fight, and it comes out of my mouth.
Gil, to answer your earlier question, of course I still think they're for sale. We got 2 months to the draft, dude. There's no reason why they shouldn't be interviewing right now if they want a GM. That's 2 months.
You guys need to build an old folks home at the stadium. We do. It's a blue tent right behind the sideline. Visit it often. Addison Grenard, I hear you, Jay. Addison, we could probably pull out a second round pick for. We would not get a second round pick for Grenard. Grenard has a pretty big contract, and teams would know that we're just basically trying to dump him. I'm going to be straight up. We'd be lucky to get a 4th round pick for Grenard. I like Grenard. I would like to make that work. If we're not tanking, I would like to make that work. If we're tanking, I'll take the 4th.
Yeah, we better all just keep Grenard. Have Grenard, Van Ginkel, and Turner. We need them for our pass rush.
Jay, I want to tank, but we keep Addison and Jefferson, if that makes sense to you. Maybe they get injured for a few weeks. I don't know. I hate the Wilson leadership. I don't hate the Wills, man. I guess I'm a softie. I don't hate the Wills. I don't hate KOC. I actually like them.
Man, it's kind of hard to hate the Wills. Like, as owners, they not in no controversy, and they not always in the public eye talking about the team and the players. So,
for McCarthy, shoot,
probably get like a 5th.
I was saying a 5th, maybe a 4th on a good day. See, Jay, I don't know if you're here when we first talked about this. I would not be down for this because I'm not down for Jalen Naylor being wide receiver 2. So it would not be a good idea to trade JJ McCarthy right now, Robbie, because his stock will improve.
Yep.
Triangle of authority-ish does not work.
I mean,
I really wonder if that's the plan. I do wonder if that's the plan, like to go GMless this whole year. I'm just worried, like, what is Grigson still doing here?
Collecting a check.
Like, I don't want him part of any decisions either. But anyway, Shaq, do you have a Gallahorn? It's okay if you don't.
I actually don't.
All right.
No Gallahorn this week.
What if you can trade Addison for a 1st round pick? That's interesting. Would you guys take a 1st for Addison right now? I'm asking you this, Shaq. A 2027 1st.
It would have to be top 15.
That's a tough one for me. I really like Jordan Addison. I want to say I wouldn't. But it depends on what his contract's going to be. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Jay, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't really have starters that we could trade for draft picks. Like the only ones that we have is like players that I'd want to be part of this rebuild. Darisaw, Jefferson, Addison. Like if we were to like tank and rebuild, I want those 3 players on this team. Outside of those 3, we don't have anybody that we could really trade for meaningful draft capital. All right. Well, I don't know if I have one. I do. Let's go ahead and do these purple prophecies. Who's ready? Michael Fish.
It'll come to me.
The first signing in the free agent market for the Minnesota Vikings. I already did this one.
All right, I'll go. So we talked about 4 potential running backs and 4 potential quarterbacks that the Vikings could sign this offseason. We will sign at least one of those 8 that we talked about. That's where you go like, damn, he took mine.
All right, I'm ready. In the draft, the Vikings are going to buck tradition and will not sign more than one of their top 30 visits.
Okay. The only one top. Okay, yeah, because they've always signed a handful.
I got one.
Go ahead.
The Minnesota Vikings will not sit on their ass the first day of free agency, and they will actually sign a top 10 free agent from, I don't want to say, I'm going to say, yeah, top 10 free agent from PFF free agency list.
Okay.
Day
From
one.
their top 250. From their top 250. All right, that's a good one. If you're putting a 5th round piece on McCarthy, stop saying you don't want a 4th round BQB. Thank you for the donation, Robbie, but I can't really make out that last part. But I've already said I am down with somebody else starting this year and to treat JJ McCarthy as if he is a 4th round quarterback. I'm okay with going through that process of, okay, you know what? You're going to need a little bit more time, and we are bringing someone in to start this year. I'm okay with that.
You know, Daniil Hunter probably couldn't have got us more than a 3rd or a 4th round pick, and he plays like a 1st rounder. I'm just saying. There's a difference. There's a difference between what you can get for a draft pick versus what you would actually draft. Just saying.
GPG, we actually talked about Aaron Rodgers earlier before you got here, and it's a possibility that we're open to. I don't think any of us are like pounding the table for it or hoping for it. Open to it. Open to it, I will say.
I'm hoping for it, but I don't think he's leaving the Steelers, especially after they signed Mike McCarthy. There's like, I'll say like a 5% chance he leaves Pittsburgh.
Who do I like to start at quarterback? It's JJ McCarthy, man. Like, I want to ride or die with him. And there's no quarterback that's a free agent that I would rather sign and be our starter. Now, I'm okay if they do. I'm okay if they bring in Kirk Cousins for a year and he's our starter. I'm okay if they bring in Aaron Rodgers for a year and he's our starter. Like, I'm okay with it. But if you're asking me what I prefer, it's JJ McCarthy. The only thing I want aside from JJ McCarthy is if we could actually make that Joe Burrow trade happen. I'm down for that. I'm down to go ahead, sell the farm. Let's do it. But I would like JJ McCarthy to be our starter. I'm okay if it is a year bridge while JJ McCarthy is still working on things. Cheers, Angel. We are starting. I don't want to tank anymore now. Now I want to go to the damn Super Bowl with JJ McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell. I can't take this abuse anymore.
Yep.
But I
Quite
guess
simple.
I'm dying on that hill.
It's quite
Jay says
simple.
no Cousins. Bro, I hear you. I hear you. But if it is a try to win this season and try to save KOC's job, I don't think you can rule out Kirk Cousins. I actually think it makes a lot of sense, unfortunately.
No cuts.
I really think it's his health. The inability to connect with Justin Jefferson, that was a problem, but we kind of seen that from both of them. We've seen Justin Jefferson drop some passes that were in his hands. But that is something that needs to be worked on. You know, maybe a full off season could go a long way for that, because once JJ McCarthy became healthy this offseason, Justin Jefferson wasn't. We saw JJ McCarthy, making a lot of connections with Naylor and Addison during the offseason. We didn't see him and Justin Jefferson working together because Jefferson had the hamstring. The delusion is high. There's a higher chance of KFC getting fired than us. Bro, there is a higher chance of 29 coaches getting fired than making the Super Bowl. Like, that's not a hot take. Only one team wins the Super Bowl. It's a hard thing to do. So, yeah, a coach getting fired has a higher probability than winning the Super Bowl. Robbie, how long does a ham fracture take to heal? I am not a doctor.
How bad the fracture is.
And Jay
McCarthy, the hairline fracture.
He was playing with that fracture for many, many weeks. It happened when he first hit his hand on the helmet, and I forgot if that was against the Lions or the Ravens. So he was playing with that for a while, and then he hit it on the helmet again.
I'm gonna say 6 weeks immobile.
My thing is, if he hit his hand, or even if it's hurt and he could play with it, I don't want him playing with a hurt hand if it's bad, just to say, oh, he's playing through the pain. If it's bad, why are we forcing him to play through pain when he's looking like ass? Not a lot of players could play through pain and look good.
Yeah, Jay, I agree that KOC is going to try to bring a veteran in here because he is doing what is best for him, not as what is best for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know if those two things go together. But I'm going to die on the JJ McCarthy hill. That's where I am. That's where you'll find me. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, fellas. So, Michael Fish, why don't you give me your last words?
For Vikings fans, by Vikings fans, keep an eye out if Unc will actually ever respond to a message sent to him. Me and Robbie and him are going to put out something with some prospects over the next few weeks. We'll be bringing those out. Appreciate everybody who joined us tonight on this off night for us. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please do. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. What do you got, Shaq?
Shout out to Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl once again. You came from humble beginnings. You finally left the trash ass New York Jets 7 years ago, and you made it all the way to Seattle to get your Super Bowl ring, showing that anybody can win a Super Bowl as long as you believe in yourself. And he did say that, so I like that as a good message. Also, if you're still here, thanks for everybody who tuned in to a Friday episode of Let's Go Podcast. If you're feeling real generous, you can send donations our way on Cash App, $Let's Go, or on YouTube by clicking the $ button You don't have to send it, but we greatly appreciate it. And I also want to say, just got my vinyl J. Cole album Fall Off, came in the mail. So that's all I got. To the
Have you listened to it all
Let's
yet?
go. Huh?
Have you listened to it at all yet? Not the vinyl, but the album.
Yeah, I'm on my third listen.
Oh, okay. I'm only halfway through, but pretty. I didn't like the first 2 songs, but then after that, I was like, oh, okay, here we are.
Yeah, it's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
It took me a while.
All right, well, that's our show. Thank you guys for joining us on this Friday night of Let's Skol. I think we'll be back on Thursday, but we will keep you guys updated. But we will be back next week. Let's Skol.
Let's go! For Vikings fans, Minnesota Vikings.